What is up, guys? Seahawk here. A lot of you clicked on my last Te Awaroa video blueprint and the pacing was way too slow. So today we are doing it right. We are fast forwarding all the boring walking sections so I don't waste your time again. And so let's get into it. This is still unedited footage, 100% uncut, so that way to prove that this map is not modded. We are currently fast forwarding into the first stand where, as you can see, I have one zone with a female piebald that's been alive since I started doing this grind 4 months ago. And there she is. And this is my big zone where I had a level 9 at one point. That guy's definitely not supposed to be there, but as you can see, my map isn't quite fully shot down yet. I still have a few stragglers throughout the entire map. And this is where the diamond train kicks off. Right at this back corner. Both these level 9s are solos. So that's Lake 1. Now we're going to jump to Lake 2, which has a funny story at it. This zone that we're heading to now is probably one of the biggest red deer zones that I have on the entire map. I had a bunch of jumpers in this zone at one point. Now there's only 2 small level 4s. I did have a legendary at this zone as well, but it disappeared on me. And this is one of the only lakes that we were at, was like one of the only lakes on the entire map that doesn't have a level 9 at it. And now we're heading into where I shot my second great one. And then once you get to about this point, you're going to want to crouch and sneak in. Or else they will flee on you. And that level 9 there was down at the first lake where there was no level 9s. He spawned up here after I harvested the great one. Now we're jumping into the 4th lake of the rotation. I used to spawn in at the other outpost and go closer to where the level 9 is, but I started coming down this way because from the other side, that's a little closer. The other half is out of render range, so I had a couple deer sitting in there for a long time before I actually harvested them. And this way you can see the entire lake from this one spot. Another solo level 9. In the last 4 months, I've put in 4,440 kills on this grind alone, harvesting 131 diamonds, 43 trolls, 32 rares, and 5 great ones. That's not including what's left on the map that you're watching right now. Another solo level 9 that spawned in, and I just left him alone. This next lake that we're heading to is probably, it is one of the bigger powerhouses on this map. I don't know how many diamonds I shot here. I've harvested 2 great ones at this lake. And there's currently another 4 level 9s sitting here. And there's our first troll of the tour. Our second troll of the tour. And the reason we fast travel, the reason I set a tent up there is because that outpost is way too close to that zone. So I set my tent back 250 meters. And for some reason, this lake was a magnet for jumpers. I had 6 or 7 here at all times until recently. Now there's just 2, a legendary and a little guy. And as you can see, most of my stands are in spots where you can pretty well shoot the entire lake from one spot, so you don't really have to worry about them fleeing. I had a legendary here before it spawned into a small one. Another level 9. Another zone that's all tiny. And that's it for that lake. Then we jump down into the second one here. I put a tent there just to speed up my grind a little bit. You don't have to, but it definitely helps a bit, depending on where your drink zones. I had a solo drink zone right at the bottom. And then I have a female zone there. Legendary there. And to get to the other side of the lake, we're going to charge that level 9. You don't have to worry about spooking them. They always come back. So if you're new to grinding, I do this just about every time I hunt this lake. And then once we get to the back half of the lake here, I did harvest another great one on the zone that we're going to check out next. I put a stand back here just to be safe. I didn't want to dead zone one of these decent zones. Just in case a bunch of solos show up, which happened a few times. And this is the zone where I shot another one of my great ones. And there's 2 level 9s there. And then that sums up rotation A. So now we're going to rotation B, and that's how I get full map coverage. Reset the time to 7 o'clock because I was doing it at 6:30, but they weren't showing up till just about 7 anyway. So when 7 o'clock's perfect, they're all rendered in. You don't have to worry about waiting for them or spooking them. This zone is difficult to hunt at 7, especially where my drink zone ended up, right beside my tripod. So at 7, the wind's going right towards the one herd. So I usually set the time for this side of the map for 7:30 where I have decent wind. And this is the lake where I shot my first great one. If you guys watched the teaser video, this is where the teaser clip came from, where there's 6 level 9s on the same lake. Another one of my powerhouse lakes. And there's our third troll of the tour. Now I put a tent down there just to make things easier. Being that I have a zone right up the top there. Couple more level 9s. This lake was another powerhouse throughout the entire grind. I'd have multiple here. Every time I stacked, I had 3 or 4. My suggestion is when you're starting out doing a grind, just harvest the big 7s and 8s first. And then once they kind of dry up, then start shooting your 5 through 8. And then you'll spawn diamonds right away. Or at least I did. This next zone is probably one of my favorite zones, even though I don't have any big deer here now. I did have a level 9 piebald spawn here at one point. And then they're all pretty well small now, which is okay. I pretty well let the game dictate where they put the big deer and it became small. I hunted every zone until they either dropped to nothing or spawned a legendary. This is probably one of the best zones of the tour, in my opinion. I had a level 9 piebald in this zone, and now I got another legendary. And there he is. The great one. Great one number 6. Surrounded by level 9s. As you can see, I don't use too many tents. I think I have 8 for this whole side of the Red Deer map. So I can pretty well do another grind here if I wanted to with the other 8 and keep my Red Deer setup along with a fallow deer setup and still have complete map coverage. Another straggler that I need to knock down to a low. And now we're going to the final zone of the tour, which is another powerhouse. I've had 6 legendaries here at one point. Half of them were trolls, but they still count towards your total max weight of the map. And the tree stand for this zone works perfect. Whereas tripod, there's nowhere to set it up. So I tried a tree stand and the view is amazing. Another rare female. I currently have 3 level 9s in this zone, which this is the end, so the total is 32 level 9s and 1 great one alive all at the same time. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's my Red Deer guide for Te Awaroa, using the Seahawk method, I call it. Thanks for watching.